Hey there, welcome to Hermit Haven. I'm Ashley.
And I'm Jackie. We're so excited to invite you into our safe space. Hermit Haven is like a cozy little hideout where we can celebrate being confident in ourselves as we find happiness in quiet moments.
So grab your favorite blanket and your favorite drink, and let's dive into today's episode.
Hi, I'm Jackie. Welcome back to Hermit Haven.
Hi, I'm Ashley. We're so excited to have you this week. This week, we're going to be talking about becoming her and who you are stepping into. I feel like I just said that so bad, but we just want to cheer you on. We're so proud of who you're becoming. Every day is a new day to become that person that you're stepping into, and we're just proud of you, and we want to talk about that.
Yeah, I feel like we've been talking about, making room for the next version of you and like how to show up when it's not easy and all this stuff. But maybe you're sitting there like, I don't really know who I am. And I think that sometimes we get like nervous to say that out loud. Like, I don't really even know who I am anymore. I think that it's easy to say that after motherhood because you completely like a lot of your priorities are changing and all that stuff. But I feel like you definitely get lost. Like, you can get lost in life without even being a mom. And so maybe you're sitting there like, I don't really know who I want to be and what I want to do. And like, that can be a really scary thing to feel like lost. And so I just think it's, first of all, just like put it out there that it's normal and we all feel that way. And if you haven't felt that way before, like you might in the future, and that's okay. And so sometimes you have to like kind of step back and just think, who am I or who do I want to be? Right? Like, and that could be something that takes a little while to figure out. Maybe you need to think through like what kinds of things make me happy? What do I want my like life to look like? Well, what kind of routines do I want for myself? Because what you used to do is just not working. And then you want to step into something different. And so it's okay if you don't even know what that is yet. But it's just something that you might have to step back and just start to think about, right? Like, I don't know. I think I've gone through this twice with both of my kids, and I didn't think it would happen like the second time with Pierce, but it just kind of naturally happens that like, because life changes. And so it's almost like you're stepping into that new person and you're just like, well, man, like I knew how to do things as that Jackie, but like, how am I supposed to do all this stuff as this new Jackie? And then it's really confusing, and you just feel like you're in this like strange place. And even if you've been there before, it still feels like this strange place again. And so I just think this, a lot of what I want to talk about today is just being able to like step back and realize like, it's okay if you don't exactly know where you're going. Like if you don't have this like plan of like, this is what I want to do when I grow up and all that stuff, like we think we know when we're kids. And the reality is life has so many opportunities to it. And so there's just so many options, which sometimes can be a bad thing, especially for me, because there's too many things. And so sometimes I have to step back and maybe write down on paper. I'm a paper and pen kind of person. Or maybe it's, I don't know, like taking notes on your phone. And every time you think of like, oh, wow, like that person's waking up at 5 a.m. and doing a workout. That sounds awesome. Or maybe you're like, that sounds terrible. I want to be able to do this. Like just little habits throughout your day. Write down what feels good. Or like what kind of like feelings do you want to have? It could be emotions. Like how do you want to feel? Do you maybe not feel happy all the time now and you want to feel happier, or you want to feel like you have a purpose in life or feel fulfilled? Like I feel like those words too are very overwhelming, like a purpose in life. It takes a while to even figure out what that is, and it changes over time too. So life is crazy, but like sitting down and just thinking about who you want to be, and maybe I would definitely probably write it down somewhere just because you're going to need that reminder because life throws so much at us. It's something that I honestly need to be doing. I was thinking about that earlier today, actually, is like just starting to write down uh, like who I want to be. I wrote it on a note in my planner out there, but writing down like what I want, even for the podcast, I was actually thinking about it for this and like the future of the podcast. It's like sometimes can be such an overwhelming topic when you're thinking about who you're stepping into or like who you want to be in the next version of yourself. Like, and yeah, I think if you step back and That making sense? Like, think about it. I want to lift you guys up because it's hurting my back sitting like this. But yeah. So I just think it's okay if you felt like you were someone that you didn't want to be or that you want to be different now. And even if you don't quite know who that is.
Yeah.
That making
I
sense?
agree. I think too, like the way like when what you're saying is a bigger shift, I think too, people need to know that sometimes it's just a little shift too. Like maybe it's a behavior you want to change that's going to change who you are as a person, and that's going to step you into a new person. So maybe, for the past like couple years, you've just been a people pleaser, or you've been too much of like, not giving in to yourself, right? And you're ready to make a change. You don't want to be this person anymore. You don't want to be the people pleaser. You don't want to be the person that like is just giving up everything to everyone else and not taking care of themselves, right? And that little habit that you're going to change is going to bring you to that new season. You might not realize it, but that's huge. And so it doesn't have to be this crazy big shift change because your life is changing. It literally could be something more personal. So, whatever it is that's stepping you into this new season, if it's something big, something small, something tiny, whatever it could be something outer too. It doesn't even have to be anything about you, right? It could be your kids around you go starting school. It could be your husband starting a new job. It could be you guys moving new cities, right? Something outer is changing who you are. But when that happens, take that opportunity and run. That's the world shifting around you, telling you that something better and greater is coming for you. And you might hear this and you're like, well, I'm going through XYZ, na is happening to me. But those are challenges that the world is giving you to push you to this next person, to push you to who you're supposed to be. Because if we're not learning and we're not growing, then how can you step into a new person? How can you step into the person you always want to be? And if you don't know who you want to be, that's okay, right? No one's perfect. No one knows exactly who they want to be. Not even little kids know who exactly they want to be, right? They think they want to be a dancer. I told my parents I want to be a singer. I can't sing for my life, okay? But you can figure out little things about you. So maybe sit down and write a list of things you love about yourself and things that you're not your favorite thing about yourself, and figure out how can you make those things you love about yourself now.
Yeah.
So,
I'm thinking back to like times that I felt like that lost feeling. I don't know how else to explain it, but almost like out of control. Like when you're not in control, like you just don't feel like you're in control. And a lot of those outside like big changes can make you feel out of control. And so I try to think like, what can I control right now? Because you can't control the person that is judging you. You can't control that you have to move cities. You can't control like the baby is just upset because it wants who knows what, doesn't even know what it wants, right? So like you just can't,
he doesn't want the diaper change.
you try everything and nothing works. So like you don't even know, they don't know, or just, whatever. I try to think of like what can I control right now for me? And like recently it's been putting my headphones in because I realized how much like noise really affects me and my brain, and it just like instantly helps me calm down. But it could be like you step out of the room for 15 minutes and take some time to yourself. It could be that, you had a day where everything felt like it was out of control, and therefore that evening maybe you just can't go out with your friends because you need to like
Mhm.
have a boundary there and be like, I need time to myself to do things that I feel like I can be in control. Like, I guess if you're a people person, then you're probably wanting to go out with your friends and that would be helpful. But like for me as an introvert, I'm like, guys, I just need time. And so, if you feel like that out of control, like who am I stepping into, then figure out what you can control. Because there's so many things in your life that you can control for yourself, even if it feels like there aren't.
You don't need to fit in a box. Like you can be anyone. You can be a triangle, you can be a circle, you can be a square. Like you don't need to fit in a box. Like there's no
Diamond.
reason where you think, "Oh, well, I'm this age, so I have to by now figure out how to do X, Y, and Z," or whatever it is. Whatever is in your brain. I don't know what you're thinking about, but like you don't need to be who society tells you need to be. You don't need to be who's next to you. You are growing into who you are supposed to be, and only you can do that, not anyone else. So
Yeah.
keep showing up for yourself every single day and accept and love who you are, because you are the only version of you. And it's so gorgeous that you're here with us.
Yeah, I think it's so important that like when you're in that like stepping into the new version, or stepping into a new whatever, or figuring out who that person is or who you want to be or whatever, that you really try to pick the, like you said, like the best parts of who you are. Because even if someone comes up and tells me like, oh my gosh, you're so annoying or whatever, which people have said that to me when I was little, it's fine. But like, am I really annoying, or did I just do something that annoyed you, or are you just annoyed at me because something happened to you and it's just easier? Do you know what I mean? So like, I'm not annoying. I know that I am kind. I know that I, even if I do something where I'm like, man, maybe I shouldn't have done that, which happened to me like a couple of weeks ago. I'm like, but I didn't mean to make that person upset. Like, I am a kind person, and I know that I always try to do my hardest to help people, and maybe we make mistakes. We all make mistakes in life. So it's like, know the parts about you, who you are, and that's going to help you like find what you're stepping into and who you want to step into, and like what the next chapter, even if the next chapter is like next week, like it doesn't have to be the new chapter, like a whole new you. It could just be like, the school is starting, and so now I'm stepping into, I'm leaving relaxed mom mode at home, and now I'm like going into Carline pickup mom, and all the things. So like, it's just something that changes.
I think
And go ahead.
I was gonna say, because I was gonna go off of what you're saying, but like today, or I have like technically I have like 2 more days of maternity leave, and then I start my new season of part-time nanny, part-time stay-at-home mom. I'm so stinking excited, but there's a lot of feelings of I don't know, right? How's it gonna work? Is it gonna work the way I want it to work? Is it gonna work at all? Like, there's a lot of feelings of I don't know, but I think something I've always told myself, if I spend too much time on the I don't knows, then I won't get to, I don't know, love in the moment. I won't get to like enjoy what it is for what it is, right? I think sometimes we want this end goal so bad so that we fantasize is about the end, but then we don't love the moments in between. We don't love like the hard parts, right? And the hard parts is how you get to the good parts, right? So like, it might be hard at first to make this work, or it might be the best thing ever, right? Right, it's gonna take time too to get into routine, get into consistency, get to like what works best. Like in my head, like I'm like, oh, maybe on Thursdays, like I'll record the podcast with Jackie and like we'll go errand running. And then maybe on Fridays I'll like clean the house. But what if that doesn't work, right? Right? And then like all I'm doing is fantasizing, trying to make that work. But that doesn't work, right? I have to love in between the moments too. So even though you have this end goal of like who you want to be or where you want to be, love the moments in between because those are the best moments.
Yeah. I never was that person. Like, what I'm saying, I never was that person, but I didn't. I was always like on to the next, like moving, 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 because there's always a to-do list. There's always things to do. There's always stuff going on, like always moving, that I felt like I couldn't just stop and like enjoy. And so the person that I knew I wanted to be that person, and it was so foreign to me. And so like, maybe like a couple years ago, that I started this like slow down mindset, and I'm still not slowing down physically. I just like, I'm like you said, I'm trying to be in the moment. I knew I wanted to be that person, and then I had to, it was very awkward and like hard to be that person because it's not natural for me, but I knew I wanted to step into that person. And so I've been really working on it for like 2 years, which seems like a lot, but it is something that I think about all the time, about being in the moment. And like, Jackie, stop thinking about that. Stop thinking about what you got to do later. Like, your kid is sitting right there and they just want you to play Spider-Man Yahtzee, even though they don't know how to play Spider-Man Yahtzee. And we just literally roll dice and we just tell who's on the dice.
But
But
how
you know
much
what I mean? Like,
so
that's
fun
what we did the
though.
other day. But I'm just, and I'm stopped. Like, I don't want to think about all the things in the future all the time.
Yeah.
It's so
But
exhausting.
what a beautiful
And,
season of motherhood you're in right now.
it's
And
fun.
and I think that's the best part is when you're stepping into this new woman, you sometimes don't even realize you're stepping into this new woman until one day you're just sitting there with your child. Like the other day, we were just sitting there yesterday, and we were laying under his little play mat looking in the mirror, and I think he finally realized like I was sitting next to him in the mirror. And I just was like, I'm so happy to be in this moment. Like, I'm so lucky to be in this moment. It made me realize how exciting this season is. So I think so many times, like, I think, society tells us how to live a season or like whatever it is, right? but just love the season for what it is, and when you realize you're in that season, you'll love it even more.
Yeah. Mm.
We love you all, and just know that we're proud of you. We're proud of you for stepping into the woman that you can be, because you can be anyone you want to be. And just remember, if there's something that's bugging you about you, or how you react, or how you handle a situation, or maybe it's how you get upset about something that didn't go your way, whatever it is, right? There's something probably bugging you about yourself that you just don't like. I'm sure of it. We're all like that. We all have something, that we're working on, right? It's completely normal. But when you start working on that, that's when you start entering this new who you are. And you enter this, like, I don't know, this like shift in the world, right? The world shifts with you.
Yeah. I know I said this the other day in the podcast, but I was really proud for of myself that like whenever I look in the mirror and I like look at my belly, we all do that. We all do that. I started like I paused my brain and I'm like, I love you, belly, because you gave me babies, but also I'm gonna let you go and I'm gonna keep working on my progress, like it's that balance. It's that balance of like I thought of this when I was talking before, but like being in the moment, I have to work on being in the moment more because I'm more like looking at the future, wanting to go, go, go. But I think also there are some women that feel like they're held back because they're trying to like not miss the moments. Like there was a trend
Yeah.
going on social media where it's like your babies are only going to be babies for so long. But I think some people, and I don't feel like I'm in this category, but I know that some women feel this way, that like they were like, but I just need time for myself. And they take that as like, well, I can't take time for myself because I'm going to miss a moment with my babies and then I'm going to feel bad later on. And like, you have to have the balance. Just remember that you
Mhm.
can be in the moment. I have to slow myself down because it's just how I'm wired. But maybe you're the type of person that always gives those moments and you need to take time for you and be able to like give yourself a little pep and like go for what you need to. And so just remember that there's always a balance there. And it's never like one or the other. It's like you need it all. That's all.
Well, we love you all. And again, we're proud of you. And thank you for showing up every Wednesday and listening to this episode. If you enjoyed it, let us know by commenting or liking or sending it to a friend. And we'll talk to you next week.
Love you.
Love you. Bye.
Thanks for spending time with us today and being part of our Hermit Haven community.
We hope you enjoyed our cozy chat and are inspired to embrace your inner hermit.
Remember, even in the quiet moments, you're never alone on this journey because we are truly all in this together.
So until next time, stay cozy, stay true to yourself, and keep spreading love wherever you go.
Bye for now.
We'll see you next time.